Good morning and welcome back to school, to online learning. It is Monday and we are ready to get started. I hope you guys had a really good weekend and you were able to take some rest and play outside, recharge so that you are ready to start the day. So this week is going to be a little bit different in that every single day at 10 o'clock, I'm going to be doing a live class. Monday, I'm going to have live math at 10. Tuesday, I will have live religion at 10. Wednesday will be live reading where we read the story of the week at 10 a.m. Thursday actually will just be one-on-one meetings for writing. So I will see you, just you and me. And then Friday, we will have two different live meetings. One will be for our spelling test, and we'll all take a break. We'll go to the bathroom, get some water, and then we'll come back and do science presentations with just the third grade class. So each day you will have a time to sit in here with me and our entire class. It might be just the math class, it might be just the reading class, or it might be just the third grade class. And we're gonna learn together, and I will actually teach you live. And then when you watch the YouTube video, that particular subject of the day will not be in the video because I'm going to be doing it live with you. So the YouTube videos will be a little bit shorter, and you'll meet on here with all of our classmates, and that should be really fun. So we're going to try that out this week, and I can't wait to see you live on Zoom. Good morning, and it is Monday, so that means that reading is spelling and vocab day. So because we're on week 2, you should grab your red folder. This has all the materials you need. You will also need your journeys book. So I'm going to go through our spelling really quick. So what you're going to need is, if you open this red folder, you need your packet for the week, and you also need the checklist packet. Both of those are going to help you out for what you should be doing today. So our spelling words this week are called compound words, which are two words that when you join them together, they create a new word. So an example would be birthday. It is actually two separate words. We have birth and we have day, and those separately mean different things, but when I add them together, what a happy day. Here's my little balloon. Happy birthday. So your job today for organizing your compound words is going to be by syllables. And syllables are how many sounds your words are broken apart by. So we're used to clapping. So birthday, 2 syllables. Then the next word is anyone, anyone. There are 3 different ways that you can use to figure out syllables. If one of them is clapping, so birthday, 2 syllables. Anyone, 3 syllables. Sometimes, 2 syllables. Because if you see, your first job here is going to be organizing your words here into words with 2 syllables and words with 3 syllables. One way is clapping. Another one is you put your hand right underneath your chin, and anytime your chin goes down, that's a new syllable. So let's try birthday. Birthday. 2. My hand went down twice for birthday. Let's try anyone. Anyone. My chin went down 3 times. The third way is kind of fun, but also kind of silly, and it's called robot voice. So what you're going to do is you're going to say the word in a robot voice. So birthday, anyone. And anytime you break apart the word when you speak like a robot, that's another syllable. So have fun with that. And I'm going to show you on the dot cam what you guys will be doing for your vocab. Okay, for the second part of your reading today, we're going to be practicing your vocabulary in context. So if you pull out your journeys book, you're going to turn to 164 and 165. Go ahead and find that in our book. And here is our vocabulary for today. Our story this week is life on the ice. So most of our words here are going to be outdoorsy kind of words. We have shelter, colony, constant, wilderness, climate, region, unexpected, gliding, overheated, and layer. Your job, if I were to read my checklist today, says write each vocabulary word in a sentence. So for shelter, I built a shelter outside. Or if you want a little challenge, you can write a story using all of these words. Rather than 10 separate sentences, you can create one long story and just underline your vocabulary words as you go. The second part is, if you flip the page here, it's your journal, right? Our previewing for the topic is climate, which is fun because it kind of matches our science unit, because we've been talking about weather and we're going to move into climate here in just a minute. But climate is the long-term weather in a certain area of Earth. The climate of Florida, for example, is hot in the summer and mild most of the winter. The climate of a place affects how people live. In Florida, people can wear lightweight clothes for much of the year. But what happens when the weather is often more than 30 degrees Fahrenheit below zero? How do people adjust to that kind of climate? How do they even survive in it? Bundle up and read Life on the Ice to learn answers to these questions. So our story this week is going to be Life on the Ice. We will read that together on Wednesday. But it is an informational text giving us facts and information about a place that is cold all of the time. But your journal, right, says, think about what life is like in a cold climate. That's a place where it is cold most of the time. And what it is like in a warm climate, which is warm most of the time, like Florida, for instance. What kind of homes do they live in, clothes, and daily activities. So you can either copy this chart in your journal and fill it out, or you can just fill it out right here if you want. But you're going to think about the homes that people live in. How are the homes different in a warm climate versus a cold climate? It could be air conditioning versus heating. It could be the type of home they live in. Clothes people wear. What do people wear when it's warm outside? What do people wear when it's cold outside? Daily activities. It's going to look a lot different what you can do on a day-to-day basis, what you do for fun in a warm climate where you can go outside all the time versus the cold climate where it's freezing and snowy out. You probably are not going to be playing basketball in your driveway in a cold climate. And then what do you eat in a warm climate versus a cold climate? That would be in a warm climate, you do have the ability to grow a lot of things in your garden, whereas a cold climate, probably not. So I want you to think about that and fill out that chart. Good luck. Hi guys, and welcome to Science. We have been talking about weather for about the last week, and today you guys are going to become meteorologists, and you guys are going to report on the weather in a specific area. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a little bit about what your project's going to be, and then to your parents I'm going to send a finished product, what it should look like, a finished report, because you'll also be writing a report, and some suggestions for places that you can look up. So here is what you guys will be doing. In your red folder, you are going to pull out the new science packet. And in the science packet, there is the sheet for your project right here. Then on the back of that is the explanation of what your written report should have and your visual, which is your picture. Then there is a weather quiz that we will do later in the week. It has a front and a back. And then there is an optional fun activity for a rain stick if you'd like to create that at home if you have the supplies. But it's optional. It's if you want to, if you have time. If you don't, go ahead and just set it to the side. Okay, so what you guys are going to be doing. Meteorologists are people who report on the weather. So if you watch the local news or the national news, that person is giving the weather, the highs, the lows, is there wind, is there rain, for different locations. So you guys will be finding a location or entering a location and we'll be presenting on it. So if you see here, we have precipitation, which is, we know is how much rainfall or moisture is coming down to the ground, the temperature in Fahrenheit and the temperature in Celsius. We're really most worried about the temperature in Fahrenheit because that's how we read it here. But if you want to challenge yourself, you can also do Celsius, but that's not something we have to do. Okay, so I'm actually going to just cross that part off and write bonus because that is not something that you will be required to have. You do, however, need to have temperature in Fahrenheit. So as you can see, I've got Monday through Friday, and I'm going to report the precipitation and the temperature. So not only will you be doing that, but you're going to be writing a report. So that is a written thing. And the report is more your script because we're going to be doing presentations on this. So you're going to find a city. You're going to tell me what the weather is in that city. And then you're also going to tell me, based on the 5 days of weather, what do you think the weekend is going to look like? So try not to look too far in advance because I know that the weather forecast will often tell you what the weekend is. But you have to tell me, with your knowledge as a meteorologist, based on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, what do you think Saturday and Sunday, or even the following week, are going to look like? Okay, and why do you think that? If it is sunny, 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 do you think it's going to snow on the weekend? That wouldn't make sense. But if that's what you think, you need to tell me why you think that, okay? And then your presentation is going to have a picture. So in your red folder, you should have another white piece of construction paper. And on here, you are going to have your chart. Well, you're going to put your city on there. Where is your weather reporting? And then you are going to have this chart right here with your precipitation and the temperature. And then you are also going to have some sort of a picture about what the weather is. So if the weather is sunny all week, you would probably have the sun. If it's rainy all week, you're probably going to have rain. But the point of this project is to see what the weather is across the United States or even in other parts of in other countries of the world, because the weather is not the same here right now as it is, say, in New York. The weather is not the same here as it is in Guatemala. It's not the same as it is in Australia. It's actually the opposite in Australia. So I'm going to give your parents some different cities that you can look up. I actually might just assign you one, but the easiest way, let me share my screen. There are so many weather apps out there. There are also a lot of weather websites you can go to, but I found it easy. If I just go to Google and say I'm looking up Tokyo, I can just type in Tokyo weather and look right here. Google tells me right here, I don't have to go to any apps. And this is temperature. So here's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Notice there are two numbers. There's a bigger number and a smaller number. So in Tokyo, the high, the warmest the weather is going to be is 57 degrees. And the low, the coldest it's going to be, which is usually through the night, the coldest it's going to be is 45 degrees. If I click precipitation, there we go right there. 10% precipitation. 0%. So 0% means there's not gonna be any precipitation. And if you wanna know the wind as well, 2 mile an hour wind, that's not very fast, but there is still wind. 11, a little bit faster, a little bit more wind, and it also even shows the direction. So I'm gonna send your parents some information about where you can find this. I'm going to show your parents an example of the final product so you can look about all the things you need. And then if you are looking, this is kind of your rough draft to fill in the information. The back has all of the descriptions of everything you need. I'm going to send pictures so you can compare if you have the same things I do. And you're going to draw your product on here. This is the visual you're going to show in your presentation on Friday. And then for the written report, you can just write it on a lined piece of paper. That's fine. And your parents are going to take pictures of both and send them to me so that I can mark them in the grade book. So this is going to be really fun. You have really all week to complete this part. You have this and the written all week to do them. And then on Friday, they do need to be done because we're going to share with our class. So I can't wait to see your projects. Let me know if you have any questions.